And tonight we're going to be talking to Michelle Turner-Davidson on women entrepreneurs in business and being successful around juggling family and other commitments. It's all about your work-life balance. If you're finding that really difficult at the moment and you're saying to yourself, it doesn't have to be women, you know, it can be men as well. That's important too to remember. But if you're not getting your work-life balance right, well, it's affecting you, isn't it?
I'm currently the regional leader for 4 Networking and cover quite a big area. So I look after lots of teams and lots of meetings for the networking organisation that covers the nation. I think that there's been a lot of change over the last few years where there's a lot of people that have come out of corporate environments into self-employment, for example. And in a corporate environment or in an employment environment, you have lots of things that are done for you. And one of the challenges that you have in the business world is that when people come out of a corporate environment into being self-employed, they are then responsible for everything. By not letting go of some of those areas, they're going to distract or detract from what they set out in business to do. But I also believe that quite a few people don't really know why they're in business. That's part of the challenge, is that we are caught up in what everybody else believes is right. And it takes a lot sometimes to step out of that mould and say, actually, let me look at what I believe is right and what's right for me. What is success to me? What is it that I believe success leads to? What's happiness for me? Sometimes it's the values that we have that we misinterpret as the material things that we have. So often when you're a mum, you have this ideal of a lovely house and the ideal of having lots of time with your children, etc. But to get that, you've got to work. Often though, if we can take more responsibility and start to be more aware, and when I say responsibility, I don't mean responsibility for everything that happens to us, but if we can start to think, well, actually, yeah, I'm in a difficult position right now. I know that right now, all of these, I'm under so much stress. Because it's very interesting, something you said about, you know, the death, the big things. When those things happen, and they do, and they happen to us all of a sudden, it's interesting how those are often the times when people change their lives. And then we can start to develop the connections that we need, the people around us, that make the difference. Life changes. We don't know what the future holds. None of us know what the future holds. We talk about the future and where we want to be, but the reality is we don't know what's around the corner. So we can only work with what we've got right now. We can have an idea of where we want to go, and that's where understanding where we are now and our responsibility within that, how we can affect that. And it comes back to attitude as well. Because we might be in a very challenging situation now, but if we can understand what we can do about it and what we can't, if we can't do anything about it, then why do we have a bad attitude towards it? It's Michelle Turner-Davidson from the Healthy Wealthy People Group. Many people struggle with the work-life balance, and the first thing that we need to do is actually understand what we mean by work-life balance. Because there's an awful lot of people that have their own ideas, and we can try and live up to somebody else's ideas, and that's going to get us into trouble as it is. So the first thing that we need to do is recognise the values and the things that are important to us, and then work out whether what we're doing right now is going to give us the work-life balance that we want. There are some constructs in there that are very difficult to get round. So actually sometimes we need a bit of help to work out who we are and where those values stand. But it's really down to us to make those decisions and to find out where we go with that. Support is also exceptionally key to how we move into a place of work-life balance. And those people in our support network have to be people that stand for the same things that we do, like-minded people. So the first thing that we absolutely need to do is to work out who we are and maybe use some tools to do that, maybe ask some questions of ourselves and start to be a bit more honest about what we need, what we're looking for in our lives, and don't expect it to happen straight away. Get some help, get some support, maybe, as I said, use some of the tools available, but go out there and be you. Be who you are, and then you'll find your work-life balance.